Hey everyone, Chris Centennial, Sports Talk 101. Today I'm at the Country Club of Big Ron Shaw, and the question we're asking today is, should Monty apologize to Ron? So what's your thought? Should Monty from the Monty and Pharaoh Show apologize to Big Ron Shaw?
Absolutely. I don't believe that Monty should have said what he said, and I definitely believe he should apologize to Ron Shaw for what he had said.
Sir, what do you think? Should Monty apologize to Ron Shaw?
Monty apologized to Shaw? Hell yeah! He's the champion. Hall of Famer, of course.
Sir, do you have an opinion? Should he apologize?
Most definitely. When you have a Hall of Famer and you want to insult him, that's a bunch of bull crap. He should be apologizing to him.
Thank you. Sir, do you have an opinion on Ron Shaw? Should Monty apologize to him?
Hell, I don't even like Ron Shaw.
Hey, who the hell are you?
You talking to me like
your own business, man. You're all drunk, you?
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here. Monty, the people have spoken. Step up to the plate and deliver me the apology that I so rightfully deserve. I told you you're a punk, and I'm going to tell you our paths are going to cross again.
My wife is in the first category. I told her while we were dating and modeled some for her. She thought it was weird.
Very interesting.
All right, hold on. I tried for her sake to repress my desire to wear lingerie, but it has returned recently. I have been buying panties, bras, and other items to wear them only at work and when I'm alone. I have found some solace in finally opening up to the women at lingerie stores that what I am buying is for me, and I delight in the fact that they are accepting and help me find items I may like. How do I approach this subject with my wife again? And I ask her if she's open to me wearing lingerie more often. From Living in Lingerie.
Where did you get this one? This is a very strange one. This person is just too fucking weird for me to even want to give advice to. This is fucking weird. Okay, well, obviously you're having a problem getting your gimmick over. But if you read this carefully, you already have it right here. You need to become a pro wrestler, audition with Shawn Michaels at NXT, and it's obvious. Call yourself the underdresser.
I like it.
It's perfect. Then you become famous.
Dress in peace.
Dress in peace. Absolutely. You become famous. Your gimmick gets over. And now the weirdness thing translates to money and success. They'll all want to do you.
And you could wear it all the time.
Yeah.
Because that's your gimmick.
That's it. You're in. The
Pharaoh,
underdresser.
This is why Dear Pharaoh is one of the top things.
Dress
All right, we got about
peace.
8 minutes left. So we're going to get into one more episode of Head to Head, and we're going to call it a night. And then we'll see you all back on Thursday, and then Saturday with Sinister Minister. Are you ready?
No, because then I have to remember all the categories, and I don't even know if Spidey has them up.
He'll put them up.
All right, well, let's do head-to-head tonight. We are going to have, I tell you what. You haven't said it yet, right?
Yep, I have not.
Okay, we'll do the rules first. Category number 1, mic skills. Can you blah blah? Are you engaging? Are you gripping? Are you the underdresser? I don't know. That's mic skills. Can you talk? If you can't, I'm changing the channel. All right, let's go to mat skills. Category number 2. Hey, just like I watched WrestleMania 12 the other day. Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels. Need I say more? Do you have mat skills? Category number 3, the it factor. Well, once again, you can have a Goldberg, you can have a Hogan, or you can have the opposite. I always seem to be missing a name when I think about a blah guy.
Right.
You know, maybe the underdresser would be that blah guy.
Yep.
Who knows? But do you have the it factor? Category number 4, the back of the baseball card. Give me your resume.
Got it.
Give me your resume. Belts, championships, money in the banks, all sorts of other stuff. Hey, I'll take Japan. At least I will. I don't know about him. All right, category number 5 is impact on the industry. Overall impact on the business. Once again, the Hulkster. Hey, Bruno, you had an impact on this business. Not as much as the Hulkster. And that is head to head. And this week it will be
Jon Moxley.
Dean Ambrose.
Either or.
Okay.
Against the great Abdullah the Butcher.
Dude, I love this matchup. This is crazy. I don't even know what we're going to do with this one.
All right, let's go.
Wait a second. This might be a landslide. Mike skills? Abdullah doesn't have any mic skills. He never talked.
Yeah, so you're
All right, there's one for Moxley.
So I agree. Moxley's got
all right,
him on
that's
mic
easy
skills.
enough.
That's really easy.
He's got him on mic skills. Matt skills. Don't tell him. Stop it. This goes to Moxley also.
Wow, this is not such a good matchup.
This is not such a good matchup.
Wow, okay.
But you know what's funny? I would love to see the match because I think Abdullah would win.
That's so true.
That's the Abdullah in his
All right,
prime
so
would beat John Moxley.
2-0. 2-0 on Moxley.
Okay, all right. Is it it factor? Let's go with it factor.
All right.
Abdullah.
Agreed.
Abdullah's got more.
Now,
it
people would
factor.
probably argue that, but
Of course,
I agree.
today's generation
Yeah.
would, but people
I
don't
agree 100%.
People don't understand that Abdullah the Butcher was a specialist like Andre, like Bruiser Brody. That guy was a traveling show. Abdullah the Butcher's special, okay? Special. And every bloody match you see today, every, gouging moment, that guy's the template. Sorry.
How do you think
Yeah.
if Hogan got what he wanted and Abdullah came here and wrestled Hogan at WrestleMania 2?
I would have loved it. I mean, I did love Bundy. Let's not say Bundy
love
was not
Bundy.
a success. That was fantastic, but I would have loved to have seen Hogan versus Abdullah or Hogan versus Brody somewhere in those early years.
I will
Hogan
tell you,
Brody would have been
for me
fire.
personally, I have
You
a
know?
man cave, and I
Yeah.
only have my favorite wrestlers on the wall. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite wrestlers of all time, and one I don't have because you try to get an autographed picture of the guy, it's impossible. It's
Right.
worth $1 million, is Kerry Von Erich, right? You know how much I love Kerry Von
Right.
Erich, right?
Is
But-
it very difficult to track down an autograph from him?
For an 8x10 of Kerry Von Erich,
And how do you know it's authentic?
authenticated. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Is about $1,400 for an
I believe
8x10.
it. I
For an
believe
8x10.
it. I believe it. I believe it. He's been dead a long time, and he may have died before the big convention crazes and autograph crazes. I would say, get it. If it's authentic, get it. It's worth it. If that's what you're into.
Barry
If
Windham's
that's
one of
what you're
my
into.
favorite, but he's not on my wall. But one guy that's on my wall is Nikita Koloff.
Okay.
I would have loved to see
Yeah.
Nikita Koloff and
Yes.
Ivan Koloff,
Yes.
WrestleMania 2, Russia against America. It was during the Rocky 5 time.
Oh, it would have been great.
How hot would that have been?
It would have been great.
Yeah, it was Rocky 5. Well,
Yeah.
Rocky 4, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It was during the Rocky 4. That
Rocky
thing could have
4
been
was
so
1985,
it
yeah.
could have been so hot.
That would have been
man.
great. Nikita Koloff, Hogan.
Oh my God.
That would have been great. Forget Ivan.
Well,
Unless
Ivan would
wants
be
to
his
stand in his corner.
manager.
Yeah, let him stand in the corner.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would have been fantastic. Nikita Koloff was the goods.
He was.
He was the goods in
He
his
was.
prime, man. What a big dude. Oof. That would have been fantastic.
All right, so we got 2-1 right now.
Yeah, we got 2-1 for Moxley. Back of the baseball card. Well, that's unfortunate. John's going to win this one, too. John's won the competition.
You think? Why?
What are you going to tell me? He was champion of Puerto Rico. No. Jon Moxley has a better back of the baseball card. That's all there is to it. He's been WWE champion. He's been AEW. It's not, there's no contest.
All right, that's fair.
It's unfortunate, but it's true.
All right, so then it's 3-1, final influence on the industry.
That goes to Abdullah.
Blowout.
Yeah, it's a blowout.
That's not even close.
It's a blowout. And quite honestly, if they faced each other in their prime, Abdullah's winning the match anyway. So I think Abdullah was greater
It's kind
than
of
John.
funny.
What
So
do I know? I think Abdullah was greater than Jon
We've got Moxley winning.
Yeah, we do. But I still have more respect for Abdullah.
But you have more respect for Abdullah.
Absolutely. But that's what makes this competition interesting. You know, I got a channel I love watching where they take two albums and they do track by track.
Right.
And sometimes the album that you like more because it's track by track doesn't win.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a second, what the fuck? That album's so much better.
Right.
But it's just the luck of the draw. That's almost what makes this contrast interesting with head to head. So yeah, I got way more respect for Abdullah the Butcher. That's annoying me that Jon Moxley won.
And honestly,
I'm annoyed.
Well, you know what? Now that I think about it, it factor and influence on the industry is
Isn't
so
that the
far
most-
different. But
isn't
then
that the
again,
most important
Mike
thing of all?
skills, wrestling, and back of the baseball card is a blowout too.
Right. But you know what? At the end of the day, what is the thing that most of these wrestlers say to us about the belts? They didn't care. Remember?
Yeah.
They all say that. I don't care if I had a belt or not.
By the way, R.J. Hudson makes a really good comment. I guess Moxley would bleed in that match too. Yeah, but
Right.
the difference
Except
is
he'd
R.J.
really bleed.
He would really get
He would.
gigged by Abdullah, and you wouldn't see Moxley doing
Right.
that bullshit. He does all
Abdullah
the
would have
time.
let him slide if he threw those bullshit punches with Abdullah fuck him up. He'd like, that's not how you throw a punch, you prick. You're
Damn
going to make me
straight.
look good.
Damn straight.
You know?
All right, we're going to
Yeah.
call it a night. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Again, we've got Sinister Minister on Saturday. Thursday's show is set, but I don't know who we're going to have. I'm going to try to get us a little guest. I want to get a couple guests in. Any special questions you're going to ask Sinister Minister?
I ain't going to ask him which side of the plate he hits from, you wackadoo. I'm not doing that.
What
No,
is what
thank
is
you.
what is the thing with Farrell enjoying Sinister Minister so much?
I always thought he was a good talker. I just like evil characters.
Was he in the WWE?
I remember him more from Impact, unless I'm imagining things.
No, you're right. But was he
You
in the
know.
WWE? Though?
If he was, it's not sticking out to me. It's
I don't
not something
remember
that
it.
jumps out in my memory, no.
Well, you remember him with Mortis, right?
Mm-hmm.
In WCW.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Mortis. What did you think of Mortis?
I
was there with Mortis.
Dude, so much stuff is a blur.
So many
and
wrestlers.
so many things.
So
I'm
many
like,
wrestlers.
Look, guys, before we go, I was looking at YouTube. Jason, thank you so much, my friend. I was looking at YouTube. There was a boxing match between Evander Holyfield and Matt Hardy on Saturday night's main event.
I remember nothing of it.
I do not remember that at all. Does anyone remember that?
Evander Holyfield's not engaging. He was Tyson's bitch in real life. They should have fought in a back alley someplace with no rules. Headbutting.
J.A.
prick.
Will, if I could get Iceman, you know what, dude? J. Will just said something.
What's that?
You should get Iceman King Parsons.
That'd be cool.
Dude, I got to tell you what.
That'd be cool.
I'm going to make it my mission this week to get in touch with Iceman and see if he'll come on.
That'd be very cool. I would like
How
that.
fucking great was Iceman King Parsons?
Pretty great. Pretty great.
Dude, WCCW fucking was
Yo,
so
you really
good,
love
dude.
Texas wrestling.
Oh,
don't
my
you?
God. It
Have
was
you
just
been
so
to
good.
Texas?
Many times, yeah.
You like Texas?
I love Texas.
They're good to you, huh?
They're good
They
to me.
fucking hated me.
I know you told me that.
Yeah, man. I'm just not the.
But I would tell you this. If I had my druthers, I'd move to California.
I lived in California. You don't want to live there.
Why?
I just think the people there are full of shit. The people I remember being around in California, you know.
Yeah, but you and that whole rock thing going on there.
Would you really have a great time with the political climate in California? You'd have a ball, huh?
I'd have a ball in the weather.
In the weather. Just don't turn on the TV. You'll be
Jared,
fine.
appease me on this one thing. Before we go, I always wanted to ask you this. You played the whiskey,
Yeah.
and you played
CBGBs.
CBGBs.
Yeah.
What was the difference between the whiskey and CBGBs? And then you could send us on our way.
Good question. Well, when you walk into them,
Is it weird I never asked you these questions when we're off?
yeah. Well, when you walk into them, you look around and you go, "This is the great whatever," you know. And then when you sing on a sound system like a CBGB's, you realize why it's so great, because it's actually the equipment and the people that were employed there to do the sound. That's what really made those places happening. Is that they had the businesses were run correctly, and you had the right producer. Didn't matter what style the band was. You were able to fucking nail it right away. And trust me, in 1968, 69, there's a difference between Led Zeppelin coming through those doors or the Doors.
Gotcha.
They sound a little different from each other, you know. So the producers were able to, you know.
What were you more nervous playing, the whiskey or the CBD?
CBGB's, because I knew that we were. See, CBGB's is known as a famous punk club.
Sure.
And we were a rock band. So I wasn't sure what we were walking into. I was like, you know, am I walking into Friendly Fire? Am I walking into, you know, someplace that'll embrace us? But it was cool. It was just a great place. And I knew right away the moment I sang on that sound system, I was like, oh my God, this must be why this place is what it is.
So the whiskey doesn't compare to CBGBs. CBGBs, Jesus Christ.
Oh, well, I think CBGB's was the shit. I just never sang on such a great sound system. I was like, oh my God, it really was amazing.
See, to me, like, now, I always think of myself like the whiskey.
The whiskey's more important in my mind. Now I'm being favored. I'm showing favoritism
Right.
to the bands of
So
those
that's why
period-
someone like me thinks of the whiskey.
The whiskey, I think, is more important historically because I mean, if I have to make a choice, and I could see a huge argument coming from either side, okay, but the whiskey was the birth of more than one generation. The whiskey had many great acts come through there during the '60s, during the heyday of that whole scene of the '60s, okay, and then in the '80s, the whiskey went Motley Crue. Guns N' Roses,
Right.
I mean, like it had multiple generations of greats come through it. CBGB's is primarily remembered for Blondie and the Ramones, and that time period, but nothing.
Police?
The Police, no, not as much. No, not CBGB's. No,
They played there.
they might have played there, but they're not known to have been
Gotcha,
part of the
but
scene there.
gotcha,
They
gotcha.
came and went because the Police were busy becoming world phenoms anyway. But they all became world phenoms. I mean, but the Ramones and Blondie and a band called Television. I don't know if you,
yep,
you know, there was a lot of
Television never made it though, right?
no, not big time, but they
Actually, a pretty
certainly
good band,
they
too.
certainly knew they were the kings of their area.
It's pretty cool.
It is. Let me tell you. I mean, just being once upon a time the kings of Long Island. It's not such a bad thing, bro.
Not bad.
It wasn't bad.
All right, guys,
You
thanks for
know?
joining us, and I will work on Iceman King Partons. RJ Hudson says, didn't Metallica and Motorhead play the whiskey?
Right. Yeah. Most
Could you
likely.
imagine
Most likely.
if you went to the whiskey every night, what
Yeah.
bands you saw?
Dude, I lived there. I lived in Hollywood during the 80s. I mean, the place is not very long, but long enough to fucking know what's going on around there. That was
And then Jay
insane.
Will says, what about Jim Bob and Mary Ellen?
What about Jim Bob and Mary Ellen? What about them?
What were we talking about? Why is he bringing up
I have no
the
idea.
Waltons? All right, this has been Mike Monty.
This has been Jimmy Farrow. We'll leave the light on for. What did they used to say at the end? Good night, Mike. Good night, Jared. Good night, Spidey.
Good night, Matthew.
Rest well, Matthew. Good night. Later.
Rest in
Pieces.
peace, Matthew. May you wake up tomorrow.
You will wake up tomorrow, March 2nd.
Hopefully.
Is it March 2nd or March 3rd? Where are we?
March
March 3rd.
Hopefully you wake up. If you don't, we won't see you Thursday.
What?